Hey YouTube, let's discuss Leetcode problem number 543, Python solution, diameter of a binary tree. Before we discuss, please share, like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications. Also, I have added a lot of Python quizzes to the community page. Please check it out. Now back to the problem. You're given a binary tree and you need to calculate its diameter. The diameter of a binary tree is the length of the longest path between any two nodes in a tree. The path may or may not pass through the root. So it's basically the number of edges. It's always, even in the case of max depth, it's always the edges. But I think there is a definition of Leetcode's max depth which wants to calculate the number of nodes rather than the edges. So in this case, the max depth is actually 1 by normal traditional definition, but in the case of Leetcode's max depth, it is checking the defining the max depth as the nodes from the root node to the farthest node, if ignoring these edges. So in this case, the max depth is 2, but in general, max depth is because 1 because of the edge. Now it counts number of edges, both max depth as well as the diameter. So that was very confusing to me because Leetcode changed the definition and then it's not very intuitive because both the max depth and diameter, if both are edges, it's very intuitive. So now let us look at the solution. So like you have the diameter of a binary tree, you start off with 0, and then now you define a subfunction to calculate the depth. So here actually depth you are calculating according to number of edges rather than number of nodes along the edges. So if the root node is null, then return 0, and otherwise you recursively calculate the left depth and then the right depth, and then calculate the diameter as the max of the existing self diameter and left depth plus right depth. So this basically counts the number of edges, and you return the max depth of a binary tree as left depth plus right depth, max of left depth plus right depth plus 1. So in this case, like if you see, if you are a root node, like the left depth is 0 and then right depth is 0, if assuming like this is the only tree, like 1, 2 and 3. So left depth is 0 and right depth is 0, but at 1 it is basically you need to increment by 1. So that's it. Like basically let us run through this one so that it will be much more clearer. So this is the tree. We need to calculate the max depth. So if you look at the recursive function, it keeps on recursing towards the left. So that's why you see the node 8 first, and node 8 left depth is 0, right depth is 0, and then old diameter is 0, new diameter is 0, and then it comes to node 9, same thing happens, and then it comes to node 4 where the left depth is 1, the right depth is 1, and now left and right depth you added. Like if you see, if this 4, 8 and 9 can be expressed similar to this, if you flatten the tree it becomes like 4, 8, 9, so the depth diameter becomes 2 in that scenario. So running through that, it's a big log. So running through the entire thing, you get the diameter to be 5. So if you look at the another one at node 1 is what we should check at. Let us delete this so not to cause any confusion. So at node 1, the maxed edges are 3. So it can be either this edge, or any of these two edges. And in the case of right depth, it is this one and this one, this one. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's what this max depth is, diameter is being calculated. So you don't add any extra one, like it is not like 3 plus 2 plus 1, because that is only for depth calculation. For diameter, it is just left depth and right depth. Hopefully this is clear. If is still not clear, comment below and I will respond. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.